wrote, this is my little book that I keep near my bedside. So whenever I get a like message, a spontaneous download, I can write it down before I forget about it. And when I woke up at 4:30 this morning, I was like, oh my god, I have to write this down because literally, if I don't write it down, it's kind of like a dream. I think that's why they tell you to keep like a dream journal next to your bed. But yeah, I don't really remember my dreams because this is a fucking dream. I realize we are in a dream. Yeah, but if I get like a hit or a download or something, I get something streams down to my brain. I need to write it down immediately or else I will totally forget it, you know? So this is what I wrote. I will share it with you. I love my bird voices, whatever. Um, okay. Where there is fear, there is no love. And you probably know this stuff. Where there is fear, there is no love. When there is no love, there is no light. When there's no light, there's no illumination. When there's no illumination, there's no understanding. When there's no understanding, there's no awareness. When there's no awareness, there's no realization. When there's no realization, there's confusion. When there's confusion, there's conflict. When there's conflict, there is no peace. When there's no peace, there's imbalance. And it goes on and on and on. You know what I mean? So basically, like we think that the opposite of love is hate. It's not hate, it's fear. Because fear makes us do really unnatural things to ourselves and to others. And also, fear is very limiting and it keeps us bound to a lot of like systems or constructs that are probably detrimental or outdated and no longer applicable, but we're afraid. You know, we're afraid of the change. We're afraid of moving forward into unknown territory. So, yeah, the opposite of love is fear. And with that first line, where there is fear, there is no love. So, when there is fear, which is preventing you from knowing yourself, knowing others, moving beyond like limitations and blocks that you have set up for yourself or society has set up for you. You know, that's fear, you know. When there is no love, there is no light, there is no illumination, there is no awareness, realization, there's no self realization. And how can you know yourself? You know, how can you know others? Um, it's fear. Fear is preventing you from doing that. And that's what we can, um, I want to say, equate to darkness. You know, devils, hell, you know, living in hell, living in confusion, living in imbalance, living in fear. You know, that's hell, you know, because think about it, when you are peaceful, you can see things pretty clearly, you can understand things pretty clearly, so you're not really afraid of anything. And if you're not afraid of anything, then you're fearless, you know, and nothing can stop you. You are a force to be reckoned with. And that's why, like, a lot of things in society, and well, that's why I've tuned out of media and man, it's all fear based. You know, they're trying to keep you in a very low vibrational state. They're trying to keep you afraid. They're trying to keep you, like, keep you down. You know, they don't want you to rise up. Because if you rise up, you're not controllable. And how can how can they control you if you are fearless? If you are operating from a state of love? If your vibration is love? If you are love? You know, and everything, I've noticed everything is trapped. I don't even know where to start. But for me, and I've mentioned before in other videos, relationship was a big one for me. It was a huge one for me, you know, because I had fallen for the idea and I wrote something else down that kind of correlates with that. Belief systems keep you bound because once you believe, you become convicted. What is convicted? Convicted like a criminal. You know, you get convicted. You know, you have convictions now because you believe it, you know. So you're convicting yourself, you know. Binding yourself, you know, it's kind of like jail, you know. You become a prisoner of your own belief system, you know. So for me, like the huge belief system was finding one person to ride off into the sunset with and live happily ever after. And then I was a big sucker for love songs, you know, because it fed the belief system of what I wanted to experience. But then it's an illusion, you know, it's a lie, you know. Think about it. Oh, in fact, now, like, I don't know. I can't really listen to love songs without, like, noticing that they're literally spells, you know, spells of, like, desperation, of people who are incomplete and not whole and very dependent upon another person to fulfill their wellness. You know what I mean? And it's a very desperate. Desperate. Don't leave. Don't leave me, girl. Whatever. Yeah, because, dude, I don't know. This is like a can of worms. Should I open it? Sure, let's open it. Men are very dependent on feminine energy, but they've kind of flipped the script and made us believe that we are dependent on them. Where do babies come from? If you look at the earth, which is regarded as female, she is very fruitful, you know, and a lot of, you know, the men want to harvest the fruits and the labor, you know, and I don't know, I could go on and on. Yeah, I'm not, whatever, it is what it is. It's a mental construct, it's a story, it's a belief system that I've finally woken up to, and I realized that it's all illusion based. Trends. Everybody's like, oh, let me stay young. Let me, what is it called? Let me, I don't know. Yesterday, I had a bunch of customers that were very interested in consuming, that's the word, consuming collagen. Oh, you don't have the collagen. Oh, I need the collagen. It's trending now. Supposedly, if I eat the collagen, I will look younger. And I was just like, okay, like, you believe that? Oh yeah, well, everybody else is saying that it works, so of course I'm gonna believe it. I'm like, woo, you know, like, this person definitely needs to maybe self-reflect a little more. So everybody was saying that the trend was to roll around in your own poopsies. Would you do it? I mean, they do have something called urine therapy. So, and my friend said that my friend actually did try peeing on himself, and he said that he did notice that his skin got tighter. It's all experimentation. I guess we gotta experiment so we can find out if things work. Well, that's the thing. It's like you need to do self-experimentation. You know, don't just blindly follow something. And honestly, like, sometimes I won't even, like, self-experiment. Like, I'll just watch other people self-experiment, and I'll learn vicariously through their mistakes. And that took, like, no effort. You know, and that's why I'm a huge, like, fan of observing. You know, it's like you just watch other people around you, and it's like, and then they will reveal whether or not something is effective or not, or they will also reveal the blind spots that need your attention so that you can, I don't know, more effectively do the task. Yeah, more effectively and efficiently do the task next time around, just by watching other people's mistakes and errors. I do that a lot. My kitty is so cute. You already know, Niddy boy. Yeah, he caught lizards. Oh, what else was I going to talk about? Ooh. So if everything is a dream, and if everything is energy, and if everything is basically constructed in your imagination, isn't that mind-blowing? It's all coming from you. But then when you wake up like in this human avatar, in this world, in this dimension, and you interact with everyone else who is also projecting their own imagination into reality, that's where things get a little tricky, right? Especially as an empath. But I want to say empaths have the upper hand. And bless our hearts, we are always trying to like look out for the well-being of ourselves and others. You know, we're not using our gifts to harm per se. Yeah, we were gifted the ability to read energy. We were gifted the ability to read energy. It's just I guess kind of like a child in school. You know, you at first you have to learn your ABCs before you can construct words, before you can construct sentences, before you can write essays, you know, and read them. So I feel like the empath in the elementary phases can definitely read and feel energy. They just haven't learned how to, you know, construct words and sentences yet. But as you get older and you get to understand the dynamics of your operating system, you realize that, okay, I can feel everybody else's stuff. I also have the ability to not feel their stuff. So it's like you find that regulation switch, and I've talked about this in my other videos a lot too. It's like you need to learn how to regulate your nervous system, and for me, it's like regulating the nervous system simply. How did I do that? I became aware of when I started letting external things stress me out. And with that awareness, I kind of was able to like almost like tune out of these things so that I could recalibrate. You know, instead of letting the external things like pull me everywhere and freak me out and, you know, cause a lot of tension and stress, I would recognize that these things were stressors. I would recognize that I was being triggered. And in that recognition, I would regulate myself so that I would kind of like see things as they were and not react and like not like kind of like buffer that knee jerk reaction to participate in it, you know. But you do that with your imagination, you do that with all your systems, you do that with your empathy, you know. So it's like a lot, and this is tricky, and that's why like knowing yourself is the best gift you can give to yourself and the world. Knowing yourself, honestly, sitting with yourself, knowing your triggers, knowing your likes, knowing your dislikes, knowing your knowing what you will tolerate, what you will not tolerate, you know. Knowing your energy, knowing someone else's energy, you know. That's how you will find those keys to regulate the different systems within oneself. Greatest service you can give. Like I know, like society has us striving for material things, and there's nothing wrong with that. But in the same regard, you also need to strive for self-realization. You know, self-mastery. That's so important. I think that's why we're here, actually. But they haven't told us that. That's the trick. It's like, okay, we're gonna put you here in this dimension, in this avatar, and figure it out. Yeah, I figured it out. It's self-mastery. And I mean, I feel like all the sages and prophets like Jesus and Buddha and all of them, they've been basically telling humanity for aeons. Like that's the point. You know, it's just everyone's like so stuck on the system of materialism. You know, like, oh, I need cars, and I need whatever houses. I need status. I need power. I need women. I need men. I need fucking whatever. Everything. It's, for me, this is all fun. This is fun, guys. Like that's why I don't know. People are stressing about like, oh, you're gonna get. I'm like, why, yeah, why not? It's fun, and I treat myself just as well as I treat others. Like I love being generous with myself and with others, you know? Hey, what else was I gonna say? I totally lost my train of thought. Oh, regulation. Oh yeah, yeah, energy, empathy. Okay. Yeah, so hey man, I'm learning this too. I'm still trying to master this. Cuz yesterday for New Year's, oh this is another story. So New Year's, I woke up peacefully and I was like, okay, I went to bed before midnight. So I went to bed peacefully, I woke up peacefully, and I was like, okay, this is a great start of today. Went to work and encountered a lot of people who were not peaceful, you know, and I was triggered. In fact, I allowed myself to take on their energy. But that's the thing, I kind of like caught myself at the end of the day. It was a very long day. And caught myself taking on other people's projections and mistaking it as my own. And so I needed to clear my energy last night. And I don't know, people say visualizations work, but honestly, yeah, actually it does. But at first, when somebody told me about visualizations, I'm like, what are you talking about? I have no idea what you're talking about. Yeah, no, seriously, visualizations do work. It's, but I think you have to get to a point where you know yourself enough to be able to almost like fine tune and cleanse your attention and use visualizations as a healing tool, you know, as a healing modality. But yeah, it depends where you place your attention and your awareness, you know. But yeah, I will literally lie in bed and I will do visualizations, and I will also like be very intentional about the thoughts that I am speaking to myself while I am lying in the bed in order to cleanse my energy body. It's almost like a spiritual energy purge bath, but I don't know. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. I don't even know how, like, if I can really explain it. If you know, you know. What else was I gonna say? Hmm. I don't know. Oh yeah, because this thing is a dream. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I take everything, like, everything is symbolism for me. Like, it's almost like everything I encounter in this waking stage, everything I encounter is like symbolism. So, for instance, last night, I literally had a little moth fly. I was lying in bed, a little moth flew in front of me and was hovering around me for some time until I caught it with my hand. And then when I went outside to release it, I opened my sliding door, there was a scorpion. Symbolism. So immediately, I will go and I'll look up like spiritual symbolism of whatever animal or creature that has presented itself to me in order to get the download, the message. Some people use numbers. If you see like 111, 222, 333, 444, people call them angel numbers or like synchronicity. That's how you know synchronicity, where the angels are communicating, and they'll look that up. Whatever resonates, and it's a feeling. It's almost like a energetic like nudge. That's how that message is for you, because we're swimming in a sea of information, so many perspectives. How do you know which one is right for you? It's a feeling. You know what I mean? It's a very subtle nudge, and you have to be in tune with it. Shoots. I don't know. This fucking video is probably all over the place, but that's how my mind works. It's like a rabbit. It just kind of like jumps all over the place, grabbing the information, because it's all connected. You know what I mean? I think eventually I'll work on that. Not right now though. Yeah, before I leave, I guess I'll read whatever is in front of me here. God is not the author of confusion. The devil is. And what is God? What is the devil? It's a frequency. It's an energy on the scale of everything. You know what I mean? So we consider God as something that's high, and we consider the devil that's that's something that's low. You know, and I was just kind of like what I was talking about earlier about like the opposite of love isn't hate, it's fear. It's confusion. It's, you know, keeping you suppressed. It's keeping you bound, you know, to a very like low vibrational frequency. Whereas a God frequency is high vibrational. That's why I say stay in the high vibe, you know? I want to vibe high, you know what I mean? So yeah, God is not the author of confusion, the devil is. The other thing I just told you a little while ago, belief systems keep you bound because once you believe, you're convicted, you know? And that's why it's hard to convince somebody who's very like rigid and like a know-it-all. It's hard to convince them because they're convicted to their belief and they're unmovable, unshakable. And you know, I just feel like people who are like that are so close-minded, you know? They're so close-minded. They can't see beyond their convictions, you know, and there's just so much of everything everywhere, you know. So people limit themselves by like being stuck on their belief system. And you can't convince them otherwise. Like for me, it's just I try to keep my mind as open as possible. Like I literally like if I believe something, it is very malleable. Like if somebody comes across and has information that is more accurate and more aligned and more has more resonance, I will totally like change my belief system. Just something that seems more beneficial and closer to the truth, I suppose. The other thing I wrote: don't support other people's bad behavior. Huh. That's the reminder of today. Don't support other people's bad behavior. I'm literally like whenever somebody's coming to me with their projection and it's negative, I will literally just kind of like, I don't know. Normally, I'll just like go into I'll regulate myself to enter a space of neutrality where I just kind of like observe them. Like I don't dismiss them, but I definitely detach, and I just sometimes I'll walk away. I'll physically remove myself, but I certainly won't mentally, emotionally remove myself. I'll just kind of like go into detached observational mode. What else did I write? I don't know. I just wrote this. You might take something away from this. Be more adept at recognizing energy that is hindering. It is not yours. Release it and return it to its proper host. Be unperturbed, always like a calm lake, serene and peaceful and deep. Unreactive reflection of the sky, so be it with all you encounter. I don't know why I wrote that. I just wrote that. Spiritual and energetic baths should be a normal, basic practice daily. Allow things to be, do your best, and sleep well. Do not upset yourself with the neglect of others. Let things be and keep on keeping on in your peace. Oh, kitties are fighting. Meow. Meow, meow. Yeah, I have a kitty that has anger issues. And she wants to pick fights with everyone. And I'm just like, I tried, this is really funny. I tried like exercising the demon in her. But then afterwards I was just like, whatever, just let her be. This is what she needs to experience in the life as a cat. Anyways, I'm gonna go. This is like 30 minutes long. Holy camole. I hope you're doing well. And I hope you're taking care of yourself. And I hope you are not putting up with bullshittery. Yes. Because we don't support other people's bad behavior as we move forward into this year. Only high vibes. And if people don't bring the high vibes, then bye-bye. Bye-bye. They need to go work on themselves and, you know, send them away with peace and love. You know, I wish you well. Other aspect of myself that is unhealed and working through creation and evolution. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm gonna go. Blessings to one and all. Amen.